Hi, welcome. In this video, I want to provide an update and I want to talk about checks and balances. Because ultimately, anyone who has followed me for a period of time will have seen me put up content, remove content, go quiet on social media for a period of time. But even while continuing to help individuals that are looking for answers. And so just so people understand, again, when I talk about social media, and in terms of my own walk, in terms of how I deal with putting out information, understand that everything's based off of where we're at currently in the dog training world. Understand that regardless of whether I take down content or put content back up or raise my voice at a higher level as to what's happening, understand change is nothing. Everything I put out is 100%. But the issue here, again, understand that when I'm drawing back sometimes, it's because social media, and based again on how people respond to what I'm saying through the dog training community through social media, it's a tremendous distraction. It can become a tremendous distraction for me if I allow it to be. And this is something where, again, social media is something to use as a vehicle to market. But understand what's going on here in the dog training world. The majority of mainstream dog trainers out there are using it to market this, the problem. They're using it to market this idea that's based on appearances and assumptions. That many dog owners continue to struggle in their relationship with their dogs because of it. And at the same time, we're level now where these trainers want to suppress truth. It's not the fact that they're going to change. They've already sold out. And so this is where I get it from all sides. Both those who identify as balanced and force free do not like what I'm saying. And that proves the point in itself, because they're all in agreement with the source of the problem. And I talk about that extensively. But just so people understand, in terms of for me, okay,
at the light, turn right onto Old Canoe Creek
when
Road.
I'm taking down content, what I'm doing is I have my own checks and balances in terms of kind of doing a self audit, okay, in terms of getting to a level where it becomes such a tremendous distraction when I start to raise my voice to what the real issue is. Because again, I receive all sorts of foolishness on social media, right from up to including death threats, and from those again who don't want to hear what I have to say. And it's not like I'm getting personal with these individuals. They really don't like the information I put out, because it's a rigged game. Understand, it's a rigged game. So, but all to say that when, again, I'm taking down content or I'm putting up content, understand that people who want to take a victory lap in that, they can do that for their own reasons. But for me, it represents something different. Because here's the thing, is I've never changed in terms of the system, in terms of what I've said, and I continue.
Turn left onto Neptune Road.
I've continued all the while to help people overcome the relationship problem with their dogs. People contact me. That's never changed. The only thing that's changed with me is social media, with how I deal with that for obvious reasons. Now, here's the thing, is these trainers who are, mainstream dog trainers who have all sorts of garbage they put out on social media, they don't have checks and balances anyway, because they simply don't care, okay? They get into it a certain way, never ask the questions at the beginning, so they're selling it that way. So social media is a vehicle, okay, to just exploit this idea, and that's their focus. For me, again, understanding what the real problem is, understanding how challenging it is for what I have to say based, again, on the culture, it's can become a tremendous distraction for me, because there's times where, honestly, I step back and say, oh, what's the point? I understand it's not about giving up either. It's just saying, well, there's no purpose to, go at that level in social media, because we're at a time and place right now where people, the majority, are embracing this idea, and those people want what they want, basically. And so, and that's a sad reality, but that's where we're at. Now, for me, it's not about quitting and walking away at all. It's just about how I manage
Turn left onto
dealing with
Neptune
social
Road.
media, with putting out content, how I put out content. And so just so people understand that when I take down content or go silent for a while on social media, or kind of clean up some of the content I put out because I feel myself getting personal, because understand it's a tough thing to do with when you start to speak the truth, okay, and people are offended. That's where you're at. But understand, it doesn't change anything in terms of these. And again, I encourage people to look at it. Meanwhile, these mainstream dog trainers, both Balanced and Force Free, are fighting with each other constantly. Now you get Balanced dog trainers going after each other in social media, hauling each other into court over slander. It's a social disgrace. And yet these are the same trainers, right, who come after me for speaking truth and calling out the real issue. So understand, we're at a point where these trainers want to suppress truth. I mean, it's never been about truth anyway. They're not going to make the trade-off. The majority are not going to do it because there's nothing in it for them, okay? They're not going to make money that way based on how they're selling this idea and what it represents. So totally different. So again, all to say, to provide a bit of a transparency as to, when people look at how I'm dealing with social media, that's how I'm dealing with it. It's checks and balances for me. For me, there's more than beyond just, training this way. It is about my Christian walk as a Christian, and dealing with this situation, which basically is nothing more than idolatry. That's what you're dealing with. It's very difficult to get in the middle of something like that and it not have a profound impact on everything. So be a major distraction. And I simply do my best not to allow it to happen. Or if it starts to happen, I pull away from it and start to take down content. But again, meanwhile, I'm still helping people. So understand that's never changed. So I just want to put it out there that when you see me again, because again, I'm starting to kind of put out some content again. I go through this phase of this stuff. That's where I'm coming from. Because again, understand, this is the reality of where we're at and what's going on right now in the dog training world. Dog training world's a train wreck. And so it's a very difficult thing because of
turn left onto Broadway Avenue.
Because of what people have embraced. And my hope is at some point it will change for the better, and that will change a lot. That'll change everything. But in the meanwhile, that's just where we're at. Things have to get a lot worse. Understand, for things to get better, and this is the end, end result of everything, is in order for things to get better, based on where we're at, things have to get much, much worse, and they're going to. Understand the device bans and this force-free movement taking over, that has to happen. It needs a complete reset. The force-free movement will take over at some point, big time, and then things are going to get really bad. But understand, Balanced dog trainers, they're no different. They've done no favors here in terms of advocating the right thing. They're walking the fence, and they're compromised, and I get into all that stuff and the Balanced dog trainers come after me for talking about what they can't talk about. So it is what it is. I'll just say that I'm going to continue to advocate. I'm not going anywhere. So when you see me with social media taking stuff down or taking stuff off, understand that's just because I don't allow that to become a major distraction for me, because for me it's about helping individuals. I always have to remind myself of that it's about people anyway. It's not about getting involved in this debate and war with these people, because it's a war that they're not going to win in the end anyway. So just to let it go, let it play out the way that it's going to play out, and move forward from there. So thanks for watching.